This is Classic FM.
I'm very pleased to be sitting next to AyseDeniz. That's the first time I've got it right. And she's going to talk to us about her recording of Pink Floyd's music. But actually, it's not really Pink Floyd's music at all, is it? Because you've taken it and, to quote the title of your album, Lisztified it.
Yes, exactly.
Tell us what that means.
Now it's a verb. Well, I was really influenced by both groups, like let's say like Pink Floyd as a group and then Liszt as an artist, and I wanted to do a tribute project for them, and it was actually 2 years ago when it was Liszt's 200th anniversary, and I was thinking, oh my god, like I'm playing so much Liszt, and but like when I read his biography, he doesn't sound old at all. Like he sounds like he would be a rock star if he lived now. So the only thing that came to my mind was like I have to portray him as current as possible, and using basically the best music possible, you know, like that I know. And for me, Pink Floyd are legendary. They really, I admire them so much, and they are very close to him in terms of their philosophies and ideologies. I found a lot of things similar between these two, and decided to sort of put them in one platform in some way, but so this is what happens.
That's a very bold undertaking.
It is, exactly.
So where do you start?
It's a big risk. It's a huge risk, because I knew, like, I would have people coming up to me and saying, like, "You're not exactly doing what Pink Floyd did. Why are you covering their songs?" Or the opposite from Liszt fans. They could be like, "You think you're Liszt? Like, what do you think you're doing?" But I never got those reactions, thankfully, because that's not the point of the project. The point is to really, it's just my own interpretation of the two styles of music combined in one genre. And I can't say it's completely classical or completely rock. It's somewhere in the middle that I hope to attract a lot of audience members from both sides.
Yes, because therein lies the attraction, really, the fact that it is neither one nor the other.
Exactly, yeah. It's something new I wanted to create. They are not covers, and they're sort of my own reinterpretations of Pink Floyd songs in a way that I would hear in a listified manner.
How did the pickup really happen then? How did it take off? Because it's sort of gone, it's an internet thing, really.
Yes, it is. I can't even believe it, actually. Because I released the tracks in September, late September 2012, and they were there. I mean, like, I was getting some input from, family, friends, and close networks. But then someone in Progressive Rock magazine actually reviewed them, and once that was out, it just got translated into like 10 different languages, and suddenly it started like a snowball effect, I would say. And then people were really, like, I started getting messages from Pink Floyd fans mostly, not even classical music fans, really. It was amazing.
They commented on it on their Facebook page.
Yes, so what happened was, of course, Classic FM wrote the article after the Prog Rock magazine, and Pink Floyd saw it, I think, there, and then they linked to it. And so it was, like, they have 20 million fans on their Facebook. Yeah, so I got so many messages that day. Like, it was right before my Rachmaninoff concert I was giving in Turkey, and I was backstage just warming up, and then my phone started beeping like crazy, and my SoundCloud was getting like a lot of likes and comments and everything, and I was like, there's something weird, because in 15 minutes, like 8,000 people watched it, and then in like 20 minutes, it was like 20,000, and it just got like bigger and bigger, and in 2 days, it was like 35,000, and even getting more. Now it's like more than 70,000.
So what happens next then? I mean, the album's out there. There's clearly enough material for a follow-up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm working on a full album, because the one that I released, it's 3 tracks only, and it's like one piece. It's in the form of like a fantasy, but sonata-like fantasy. So I actually took 3 songs and made Hey You first part, second part Wish You Were Here, and then the last part is Another Brick in the Wall. And it's sort of like a journey of a character that goes through different moods, and it's a depiction of, in a way, hell on earth. I know it sounds really like...
It fits with the list.
Exactly. I was working on the Dante Sonata at the time I was doing it, and I got influenced by how he actually named the title afterwards, saying it's after reading Dante, but it's based on Victor Hugo's title of a poem. That he starts off saying, like, the poet who depicts hell depicts his own life, sort of. It's like a phrase like that. So it actually means whatever might come after is actually at the moment happening. There are so many things, like wrongdoings of humanity, war, I don't know, it's just really bad education happening. There are a lot of sad things going on, basically, and I don't think that's surreal at all. It's really real, and right now, it's current. So I wanted to mix those messages up with the last part, with another brick in the wall, which is why it's so aggressive. And when I watched The Wall movie, it does have these messages where it's, you know, the main character, Pink, yeah, he's a rock star, but he gets delusional. Like he gets influenced by drugs, by a woman. You know, he had, like, his wife leaves. So it's this dark side of the superstar in a way, and it does fit with Liszt's own character. For example, he didn't like all this attention that he got. He didn't like just, you know, pleasing people and getting all these claps. He was actually a deep composer who shut himself afterwards and concentrated on composing works that were influenced by literature, poetry, sculpture, art. So it ties in with all these people who sort of isolate themselves at some point in their lives from the rest of the world. I mean, it's the wall around them. They do have a wall, and in the end, they maybe break it afterwards. So I wanted to give references to all of those, sort of like the Byronic romantic hero. Yeah. So it's a lot of combinations. Yeah, I forgot the question.
Don't worry. Well, we're sat here in front of this magnificent piano, and I'm very much hoping you're going to play something for us. Give us some examples.
Yes. I can tell you, for example, the beginning of Hey You. That's the beginning of the Fantasia, let's say, and it starts in like a thinking manner. It's deep. It's sort of somewhere far, like this part. It's like a shadow. And then it goes to real life. Not yet. So far it's been like this thing that might happen, but it's so far away, it's nice, and then suddenly we're back to reality, like... So here, basically, it says, "Hey you," like out there in the cold. It does directly address you, whoever is listening. It's "Hey you," like you're actually lonely and you're in the middle of nowhere. You don't, like, you're surrounded by strangers. It's the state of mind that's not so far emotional, but just sort of contemplating, you know. And it does develop afterwards. So, for example, it does get to these sort of nicer, hopeful areas. For example, this like character that's really going through a lot of drama, and this part, if you can hear some of the motives from the theme that are being transformed into different textures. So that's what Liszt always did. He would take like a melody, but maybe just part of it, and then he would put it in a different harmonic progression. He would put it in a completely different register. He would literally mutate it. So I wanted to develop that, which is so forbidden in cover songs, you know, like you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to touch the main melody. But I did that sort of to portray really that transformation of the character, of the theme that is going through all these moods. And after Hey You ends, basically it's sort of like, okay, like that's the end, but what's going to happen next? So Wish You Were Here starts off. Again, sort of slow, and I can directly tell you it's like program music, honestly. I thought so much about it when I was doing these. Basically, again, it's the same character, but in a different context. So he sort of sings it. It's very vocal. As you know, Liszt did a lot of transcriptions, opera transcriptions, so voice was one of his main things. And it's so hard to do it on a piano because you play one note, and then, well, this is a Steinway, it's great, but it goes on more, it dies. Well, it dies, and you have to put in more notes to make it go on. And with guitar, for example, and then it goes for half hour. No, it's amazing. I love the guitar, but it's so different. So you have to write it completely differently for a piano. So I wanted to make him in a context where he's sort of breathless. Like this is like, you know. And then that's my addition. So it's this completely different world we entered from Wish You Were Here.
Okay, well, it's been lovely meeting you. It's been fascinating to sit here and see it all go on as well.
Thank you.
And thank you very much, and we wish you all the very best of luck with the project. Thank you.